Hey guys, my name is Ksenia, welcome to my channel, and I feel like I'm starting this whole series of talking videos in the wilderness, which honestly I enjoy because I'm filming at home most of the time, and obviously it's nice, my home, I enjoy it, it's very comforting, nobody's watching you, so it's very nice, but there is something about just sitting outside and filming here as well, because the weather is getting better and better, and why won't I make the most of it, you know? And today I wanted to talk about something kind of random, but something that I've been thinking about lately, which is why we don't really start something we want to do and why we procrastinate that. And I've been inspired by this by our communal run with our running community. We ran on 1st of June at 4:30 in the morning, and that's how we kind of met met the first sunrise, and this was very symbolic and nice, and we've been maybe 70 people running together. Some of us ran 3K, somebody did 5, but we all, met together, ran, we had coffees, and it was really nice. And what was especially special about it is that my boyfriend made it this time. So he usually doesn't run with me, like we ran together maybe a few years ago, but since then he's only been talking about that, okay, maybe I should start running with you guys, but he never did, and he was always like unsure whether or not he should do it. And then somehow a week before we just started running together, before this 1st of June run, and then we ran with everyone. And I was thinking, like, he was worried about whether or not he should and can join, and I have a feeling that the reasons why he didn't run with us before are pretty similar to mine whenever I want to start something but I really don't do it, and I think they're pretty universal. So first of all, it's overthinking. Him and I, we're something else. We are chronic overthinkers. We're always worrying about 100 million scenarios for no good reason, and I think he was doing that as well a bit with running. Then for me personally, I fear judgment. So what if I start something and somebody finds out and they're gonna be like, oh, look at her, she's trying this thing. For example, with YouTube, it's a valid concern, and I think it's very annoying and stupid because, well, it's valid, right? I also feel it, but for me, I found that the judgment that I was fearing of so much was the judgment of the people that I don't even like, those random colleagues who are kind of passive-aggressive or friendly but really mean and things like that, and this is just silly. And then also, of course, the fear of failure, like what if I actually try something and then I fail miserably, and yeah, it's gonna suck for my ego and things like that. And yeah, I think with the run, going back to the run, my boyfriend, he was thinking like, okay, he needs to get in a better shape maybe, and what if he is running like incorrectly, because I think he had those expectations of our running club of being really professional, but we're really not. So why I'm talking so much about it is to not throw him onto the bus, but to say that he ended up coming and he ran with us, and he ended up really enjoying it. We had a blast, honestly. We've talked with many people, obviously, through the run and after the run, and it was such a memorable experience. It's something really I don't think you do a lot, especially because you can only do it once a year, really, before the summer starts, on the first day of summer. And yeah, he's built a great memory with me and with everyone else, and this was so good. And we talked about it afterwards, and he was saying that, yeah, he's glad he's come, but he had so many worries, but of course it ended up being great. So, and I feel like this happens, at least in my life, a lot, like whether it's a career change or starting a new hobby, maybe trying to befriend someone and like texting them, asking if they want to maybe hang out with me or something like that. There are many things that I think I am afraid to start, and I procrastinate starting. And whenever I do start eventually, like for example with YouTube as well, I was thinking about making my little videos for God knows how long, and then when I finally started, it's given me so much energy, so much pleasure, excitement, and I was so happy I finally did it that I then started thinking like, oh my god, I wasted so many years. I could have been doing this for literal years and having a blast all the time, but it is what it is. And this whole silly thing that we say ourselves, whatever it is, that, oh, you're gonna fail, what are other people going to think about you, or just overthinking, it's something we do to ourselves. We can I mean, it's all, again, real. Somebody might find out about my YouTube videos and judge me and say like, haha, look at her and things like that. I might fail. I've not yet succeeded that much really, still with my YouTube career, but who cares, honestly? If that's something you want to try, if that's something you think you will enjoy, like, why not just really go for it? And then if you fail, well, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate for your ego. And for me personally, if I try something and I like suck horribly at it and I just throw it out the window, I feel kind of sad about it for a minute, for a hot minute. But then I really stop caring about it, and I move on with my life. And I think we could all benefit from adopting a somewhat startup owner mindset about trying new things, right? Because startup owners, they're really crazy. They have those insane ideas. Everyone's telling them that it's bullshit, and they're like, no, it's gonna work, and then they go ahead and make it work, or they don't. And with startups, I think, and it's pretty like something everybody knows, but startup owners who failed are actually more like valuable. Everyone is valuable, right? But in terms of potential investments that they can get and things like that, like the more you fail, the more you know, the more hands-on experience you have in different things. And I think that's the same applies to all of us. Like the more you try, regardless of the end result, the more you kind of know and experience, and the more you know yourself as well and know what you want to do moving forward. And for me, I've also been thinking about maybe, because one of my friends, she was a social media manager, and she was kind of suggesting that maybe I can try that as well, because she was really enjoying it and I was burnt out and not ready to continue with the career path that I was on at the time. And back then I thought, okay, maybe I can do it. And I tried reading about it, learning about it, even making some kind of cases, because I obviously had no real experience, and it went nowhere. Well, to be honest, it wasn't really a failure. I decided not to go on with it, but still, nothing happened there. But as a result, I learned so much about social media, about like YouTube, how to film videos, how to post, how to make Instagram photos likable and things like that. And at the end, it resulted in me creating my YouTube channels. So I think that's a success. And I don't know if it would have happened if I hadn't tried myself in social media as a potential career path. So it all went well in the end, and I'm happy with the outcome, even though I think I'll never be a social media manager at this point, also because I don't really want to that much, but we'll see. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear, but there are crows fighting aggressively on the background. Yeah, so there are two tips I wanted to kind of share. Again, I don't know how groundbreaking they are, but they really help me. First is adapting the newbie mindset, accepting that I'm basically nobody. I know nothing about the topic, or maybe I know a little bit, but it's not enough, and I'll be making mistakes, I'll be failing, I'll be learning. It'll take me maybe a lot of time to kind of understand how things work before I can really do something good with it. And that's totally okay. That's fine that you don't know much, you're just learning, but you need to be ready for that, because I think the older you get, especially, it gets harder to kind of try new things, because you're so used to being an expert of sorts, and it's really hard to just start from the level zero. But I think it's really helpful, and also it's giving you so much learning experience and upgrades your soft skills, hard skills, and a lot of other things. So definitely worth it. And the second thing I do comes from this whole corporate productivity thing a little bit, like how those experts, they tell you if you have a goal, break it down into smaller milestones, I don't know, achievements, and create a list of tasks for each of them, and then start from the bottom and just do a little thing. And make those big, huge goals manageable by dropping them down into smaller things that you can then work with. And this applies really to anything you do in life. And for me, I also try, again, going back to this whole YouTube example, I think when I was just kind of ready to start but wasn't sure where to start, because again, it's such a huge thing. And if you are not online and then you suddenly want to try recording yourself and posting on YouTube, there's a lot involved, and I think the very first thing I did back in the day, back a few years ago, was to just sit down in a quiet place and come up with a list of maybe 5 to 10 topics of something that I could potentially want to talk about, or something that I would want to film, I don't know, cooking, or just some place where I go traveling, things like that. And this helps. And if you do this little thing, ideally, after you create this plan, or like you understand that, okay, this is something that I can start with, ideally do this within 24 hours so that you don't lose momentum. And I did that, and then I think I was filming maybe 2-3 days later, and that's how it started. So yeah, breaking down those huge seemingly unattainable goals into smaller ones definitely helps, and I can really recommend that. So guys, if there is anything you really wanted to do, or you're thinking about it, maybe you were unsure, like whatever it is that's curious to you, interesting to you, just please start. Try, do something little. You don't have to like say anything about it to anyone. Just keep it private if you're unsure about whether or not you want to proceed with it like long term. But if there was something that's been kind of on your radar for a while, just really try, because life is really short and we're all gonna die sooner or later, and nobody really cares as much about our lives as we do. And I found myself not I guess I am regretting some of the things that I didn't do when I kind of thought about them, and it's not a great feeling, you know, to be regretting some life choices or the lack of life choices. And I think whatever happens, you know, if you do something, great. If you don't do something, it wasn't meant to be, maybe. But just really, if it's in your power and if there is nothing objectively stopping you from trying something new, just really go for it, because nobody really cares, right? And what if you start and you end up loving the thing you do, and it'll bring you joy, pleasure, money, maybe, if that's something work related, and you're gonna be so much happier with this thing in life that you were postponing for such a long time. So yeah, if there is anything you want to try but you haven't, you can let me know in the comments, by the way, because for me personally there are little things I want to try. Like I want to maybe change up my career a little bit. I talked about it before, go on from copywriting in tech to maybe UX copywriting, or maybe a bit more work with SEO. I also want to go back to tennis, to playing tennis, because I kind of played semi-professional before, what feels like in a different lifetime, because I was a teenager back then. There are things that I really want to try, and I'm not doing them for no good reasons. And please, please, please start today. It's gonna change your life, whether you go on with it or not. At least you'll try and you'll know if you like it or not, and then you can move on with your life and do something else. But yeah, I'm going to stop the video here. I think I've been rambling for quite a while, so I hope it made sense. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any thoughts on the topic as well, please let me know. I'd love to talk about it more. It's something that's very dear and near to my heart, because I see myself and people I love around me not doing things they want, again, like for no good reason. But yeah, I have my coffee here and a book, and my dog Cookie is lying somewhere there. So I'm gonna sit in the park for a while longer, and then yeah, I don't know. It's Sunday today, so I think I'll just relax all day. Thank you so much again. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon. Bye.